I think, going into that game, Virginia's one of the top teams in the country, stopping the run. And we just challenged our guys a lot during that week, leading up to the game. And, I just like the way our guys are approaching practice, how they're approaching the games. They're very focused right now. They're really focused on the task at hand of how I'm going to make this play successful. What's my job? How can I do better with it? Are my steps right? Where are my hands? And so I just think all across the board, just everybody just being really focused and just really executing. And it's fun to be around. Like the bye week last week was phenomenal with these guys, and it's just fun to be around, man. They're in a good place right now.
What's so fun about the bye week?
Just working on, you don't have an opponent that week, and so the focus for us is how can we look back, what are some things that we can work on that may have hurt us a little bit in the previous 4 games, focus on our fundamentals, how can we get better, how are our steps, how are our hands, our eyes, all the little things that may get overlooked when you're going through a game plan. And the guys came out with great energy during the bye week. They came out with they just really practiced extremely well last week, I thought.
How much improvement from the last bye week to this one have you seen?
I think there's been a lot. I think guys are getting more and more comfortable with what we're asking them to do. They're understanding, scheme, assignment, whatever it may be, just that much more. They're getting those game reps. They got more games underneath their belts. So I just think guys are overall just feeling a lot more comfortable out there.
You reunited with Coach Ponce here. What's it like coaching with him? What kind of coach is he?
He's awesome. Coach Ponce, he does a great job. He's a true. When I think of Coach Ponce, I just think of a true professional. Just every aspect of coaching and how he goes about, his preparations, getting his guys prepared, the way he recruits, everything he does in the profession, just being a true professional, and also just being a great guy just to be around. And I think that's something about our staff in general. I think guys, our players, that they feed off of us with our interactions we have with one another. And that's why I think we have something special here, because it's truly genuine. Our friendship with one another, I think the guys feel that. And Coach Ponce is a good friend of mine, and it's great being back with him, working very closely with him, and just he puts a smile on your face, and he works hard, and he does a tremendous job with those guys.
Coach Satterfield described him as really detail-oriented. Is that an accurate characterization?
Oh, very much so. He's very detailed in everything he does. Everything he does.
Coach, fans and media love to talk about bowl eligibility. Is that something you guys discuss with the players much or at all?
No, what we're trying to do with our guys is take it one day at a time. Like we told the guys today, let this be our best practice of the season. And tomorrow, let's do the same thing and have our best practice tomorrow. Let tomorrow be better than yesterday. Let's come out, let's keep raising that bar. And after all the practices, all the games are over with, we'll look back. Hopefully we've done enough to reward ourselves with something, but our whole thing right now is just focus on the process of each day and just that next day. And the guys have been doing a great job with it.
What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge going up against Miami this week?
I think they got a tremendous defense, and it's everybody on their defense. I think they're great in secondary. They're going to play a lot of man if those guys can run in the back end. They're physical. I think their front seven, they got 2 linebackers that started ever since they were freshmen, and that says a lot being at Miami. And their front 4 is as talented, the size, their quickness, their length. It's as talented of a group that we'll see this year. And so for us, we got to be really good with our fundamentals. We got to come out with and play really good within our scheme fundamentally, because those guys they're fast, athletic. I mean, they're really good, and so the guys know that. I mean, statistically, Miami's one of the top defenses. They're holding guys to less than 100 yards rushing per game. They get around the ball. They're very well coached. So the guys know that going into it. And we just got to keep having good practices leading up to that with good focus and keep working on those fundamentals that we got to keep working on.
Adonis played pretty well for you guys when he's come in. How important has he been adding depth in that offensive line?
I think it's great, and I think somebody, if you had to say somebody with the offensive line like most improved, I would say it would be Adonis. He's playing extremely well. He's playing both guard and tackle for us, so he's showing a lot of versatility. But he's a strong kid that's athletic as well, and what it does is provide just depth to where some of those guys on the inside can get a little bit of rest in between series, so the more fresh that we can be later in games, in the course of those games. And Adonis he's been great when he's went in there, and he's done a good job with it. He's done a good job of preparing both as a tackle and as a guard, and that's going to help him not only this year but also next year when some of these guys are graduating. So it's been awesome to see.
You know, I only went back to the last 4 games. The last 4 games, you guys have rushed for most of our game in the fourth quarter in terms of breaking it down by quarter. Is that added depth helpful? You talk about that terms of guys not being tired late.
I think so. Definitely think so. I think it's a mindset also. It's an attitude. I think it's a testament to Coach Mike and how he trains these guys throughout the whole summer and the off season, and also now just who we are as a program. When we talk about attitude and effort from day one, and to me, that's something that you always want to take pride in. How do you finish games? And when you can look back and see that, I think the guys, that's what you try to show them. Look at what you did. That's finishing. And we always talk about finishing, and that's what we keep pushing these guys to do.
I know back in the summer you talked about really wanting to get the add depth with the offensive line and kind of get these guys going. That was a big question. Pretty satisfied with how the guys have grown and you've added depth there?
I have. I think as a coach, you always wish that you had more and more and more. That's the nature of it. But at the same time, the one thing I'm most proud of is just the relationship with the guys and how close they've become, just with each other. So I think ultimately that is what is really transferring over. And they got a great understanding with one another, and you're seeing guys getting more and more comfortable with what we're asking them to do, and they're getting game reps of it now. We can try to duplicate everything we want to with the game speed, but until you play in those games, you can't replicate it, and then they're getting that now. And so really pleased with the progress of how they've come along with that, with the depth and some of these guys stepping up.